blend of hot chocolate and coffee. So it's absolutely delicious for the person who may not be your typical coffee drinker. We were just talking about some people say they like their coffee black, and they really don't mean it. They get the black and it's too strong, so the mocha is a nice blend. So when we were determining whether or not this was a business venture that we wanted to pursue, the first question that we asked ourselves is, well, why do consumers drink coffee? Here are two statistics that will absolutely blow your mind. Coffee is the #2 consumed product, not beverage, product, second to water. Now, obviously we need water to live. You have to drink water every day. We all know, we've heard the whole thing about you can go, what is it, like 2 weeks without food, but you can only go like 2 days without water before you die. So you have to have water to live. So coffee is second to that. I was not the coffee drinker before pursuing this business, but it didn't really matter to me because somebody was drinking some coffee. Okay, the second thing that absolutely blew my mind was that coffee is the #2 traded commodity, second only to oil. Well, people are dying every day over oil. Every war that we fought, at least over the past 30, 40 years, has been, at the root of it, has been an oil situation, right? So if people are dying over oil and coffee is second to that, once again, we may be onto something. Now the pros of coffee drinking, there's a unique taste. There's nothing that tastes like coffee. I always say, okay, a lot of people, you may eat some frog legs or something like that, and people say, what does it taste like? Chicken? There's nothing like that as far as coffee. Coffee tastes like coffee. You can only get that coffee bean taste from a coffee bean. The aroma. A lot of people will smell the coffee, and it's the best part of waking up, right? Folgers in your cup. Well, it's going to be OG in your cup from now on, okay? Also for social reasons. People have gatherings like this all the time, and at the root of it is coffee. Everyone's drinking coffee, listening to jazz, or we were just talking about house music and neo-soul music, and people now go and will do the poetry readings and everything, and coffee and tea, that's what they're drinking. It's very popular. Obviously, I just gave you two statistics that validate that. There's a variety. You have black, you have latte, you have mocha, you have caramel macchiatos, you have frappuccinos, you have espressos, and the list goes on and on. So whatever your coffee needs may be, they can be met. Obviously, the most popular reason why people drink coffee is for the energy. Some people have to have their caffeine. I mean, I know people personally who drink 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day. And I just didn't know people were drinking coffee like that. But I've been told numerous times, oh girl, if I get up in the morning, I have to have my coffee or I'm not going to get through my day. They're cranky. I mean, you know these people, they work at your job, right? Okay, also, yeah. Okay, now the cons to coffee drinking is you have the caffeine crash. If you have a cup of coffee at, say, 7 a.m. by noon, you have to have another cup just to get to where you were before you started drinking your coffee, because the caffeine dehydrates you, and so what happens is you get more exhausted than before you had that original cup of coffee. It's also very acidic. Now I'll get into what that means a little bit later, but essentially what it means is that caffeine dehydrates you. It dehydrates you very severely, so that you actually have to have 17 cups of water to bring you at your original hydration status before you had that cup of coffee. Now most of us don't drink enough water to begin with. So if you're not drinking water and then you're drinking coffee, essentially what you're doing is sucking the life out of your body, okay? There's withdrawal symptoms. Again, there are people who, that if they do not have their cup of coffee in the morning, they start getting cranky, they start getting the shakes, because caffeine is a drug. And so once you become addicted to it, even though we don't consider it an addiction, so to speak, it is, once you become addicted to it, you have to have it or you cannot function. Numerous health concerns. Caffeine causes high blood pressure, it causes heart disease. I mean, they've come up with all these different things about why caffeine is so bad for you. And then obviously the decreased quality of sleep. I've always liked the taste of coffee, but I simply could not drink it because if I had a cup of coffee at 8 a.m., I would not go to sleep until 8 a.m. the next morning, and I'm not even exaggerating. That's just how much of a hold the caffeine had on me, so I could not drink it.